Yo, what's up YouTube? So in today's video, I have a more high level gameplay analysis for you. In my last two gameplay analyses, it was just me mollywopping my opponent, and you don't get to learn from the mistakes that I make. In this video, I actually take some L's. I don't win all my games. I show my L's all the time. I take L's. I don't claim to be the best player. I don't claim to be unbeatable. I don't put, number one Z rank, blah, blah, blah. I take L's a lot and I make a lot of mistakes, and I hope you guys could learn from that. So I analyze what I do, and it's important to analyze my thought process that leads me to winning, and also analyze my thought process that leads me to losing, because you guys could learn from that. But I really like making these analysis videos because I just enjoy yapping, and also you guys learn a lot from it. I've been getting a lot of comments saying, hey man, you taught me a lot. I went on a 10-win streak yesterday because of your tips, and that's great. That learning how to play the game will keep more players in the game, and that's what I want. I want people to continue playing the game, and a lot of people are quitting because, to be honest, there's a massive skill gap. It's not the easiest game to learn. So many people claim it's an easy game to learn, but there are so many mechanics to learn, so many mechanics to understand how to react to every single offensive option, how to react to every single defensive option. It's very difficult, and a lot of people quit the game because they think it's cheesy, when in reality it's a skill issue. And it's okay if it's a skill issue. I understand it might be difficult to realize that, because a lot of these cheesy tactics, you have to really think about how to counter them, and some people just don't realize it. So it is a skill issue, but they don't think it is. They think it's just a broken game, when in reality it's not. There are counters to a lot of things, and that's why I make these videos, to show you the counters to these things. And in this video, I show you my mistakes. But anyway, like and subscribe. If you learned something, I hope it helps you in your gameplay. Have a good day, you guys. Alright, so here I am commentating a more challenging game for me. The last two analysis videos I made were against people who I mollywopped. Pretty easy games for me. But when I play against more challenging people, it'll be better for you guys, because I do make mistakes and you can learn from my mistakes. But as you can see, I'm playing against a rank S2 after 612. I played this guy many times, and I really enjoy playing against him. He's a real one. I believe he should be a Z rank. He's probably S2 because whenever he wins games, they probably rage quit on him, and whenever he loses games, he's not afraid to run the sets. Like, I ran into him 3 times the other day, and he ran the sets each and every single time. And I won 8 games, he won 1, so it was 8-1. He was not afraid to take 8 losses. He really was not. And that's not to say I destroyed him all the time. It was a close game every single time. Here he put my Gohan in the blender. He did more than 10,000 damage to me, which is the goal for every character that comes in. At least that's my goal. Do more than 10,000 damage, because if they switch out, they will recover 10,000 health. So if you do more than 10,000 damage, you have netted a positive for yourself. So here I am with Zarbon. I don't know why he just stood there. I'm not sure what he was doing. He was probably just waiting for me to dash at him, and then he was gonna perception, but then I was able to still open him up. He has 5 skill points. He could go instant sparking now. Good super counter by him. Here I am just zoning him out with Ki Blasts. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of switching in this game, because switching is a strong mechanic. And if there are a lot of people in my comments who complain, oh, all you do is switch. It's a team-based fighting game, right? Switching, any team-based fighting game, switching is a very, very strong mechanic. So he switches out Bardock. One thing to note is that he switched Bardock with 5 skill points. I would have been more aggressive towards his Bardock, but the reason why I didn't dash at him is because I saw he had 5 skill points. I didn't want him to activate instant sparking. So instead he switches him out, and now next time Bardock comes in, he will have instant sparking. So thinking back on that, maybe I should have just rushed him down and deal with instant sparking, because Raccoon was healthy. Like, even if he hit me with an ultimate, it would have been fine. I just switch out my Raccoon. But he has Dr. Wheelo. It's fine. I enjoy fighting Dr. Wheelo with Raccoon because of that. I have a perception gut punch. So if he hits me, I will stun him. Oh, and here I am. I got my guard broken and put in an exhausted state. You guys taught me that if I move my joysticks, I will recover much quicker. And so as much as I try to teach you guys teach me a lot. Because I'm not a perfect player. There are some mechanics I don't know. And I successfully vanished that ultimate, and then switched to Zarbon, and I freaking run into the ultimate like a dumbass. So that's a lesson for you guys. If you guys do successfully dodge or vanish an ultimate, do not run into it. Do not walk into it. I've seen people do that when I get an ultimate off. They just walk into it too. You gotta approach carefully. So I took a lot of damage doing that. I switch into Jace. He switches Dr. Wheelo into Raccoon. And Jace has Explosive Wave, so I'm just trying to get 2 skill points here. Once, yep, I switch back into Gohan. I'm probably going to try to work towards a transformation here, because SS2 Gohan is really good against Dr. Wheelo. Yep, I do that. I wish I had more health, but then he put my Gohan in the blender earlier. And now that I transformed to a 7 DP character, it will take a lot longer for me to switch, so I have to be very careful. Because it would be enough time for him to down my Gohan, and I really need Gohan to deal with Dr. Wheelo. So this is not good. This is not good. This is why I should have rushed his Bardock earlier, so he burns his instant sparking. I do not want to deal with instant sparking with Gohan, but luckily he has Explosive Wave. Okay, I have another Explosive Wave at my disposal. And look at this. He beats my Explosive Wave. Extremely smart play. Very smart play. And the character I really need the most to deal with his Dr. Wheelo and even his other characters, because my SS2 Gohan is my highest damage character. He switches back in Wheelo. He takes advantage of the fact that my Gohan has to stay in the back pocket now. Vanish battle. He has massive key advantage. And he has instant sparking at this point. Yep, spam some key blast so I can't charge. Use instant sparking. And now here it is. Here it is. People would say, oh, Dr. Wheelo is cheesy. I'd say Dr. Wheelo is cheesy, but, you know, people would probably be like, oh, he's using cheesy meta characters. And it's like, when you get to a higher level of skill, these characters aren't as cheesy because you know how to counter them. Every character has their own individual advantage, you know, and that's why character knowledge is super important. It's like if you were playing an FPS shooting game, right? If you could be great at the game, but if you don't have knowledge of the maps and all of that, you're at a great disadvantage. So there are probably a lot of people out there who are great at the game, but they have no clue what the advantages of each character is. Dr. Wheelo has his advantages, but he also has his weaknesses. But Apris probably knows that my hard counter to his Dr. Wheelo is Gohan. And he put my Gohan in the blender earlier and hit my Gohan with an ultimate, and now it's risky for me to bring him in. Here I am trying to play it slow, trying to buy some time. He got me desperate. I don't want to challenge him when he's in sparking mode. Shoots another ultimate at me. Luckily I block it, but it still locks me off, so there's still value in hitting me with an ultimate. I switched my character so I could get the quick lock on. I saw him go try for instant sparking. So I did the aggressive move and dashed at him. This really sucks. Oh, you guys also taught me that if I revenge counter, when they try to knock me back in a Vanish battle, I could just use the revenge counter and stay close to him. It's just that if you revenge counter, you have to play defense. You are not safe after you revenge counter, so do not attack at all. You have to block. But you guys taught me a lot. If I revenge counter during a Vanish battle, he won't knock me back and won't put me in the blender. I think I do it again. Yep. And I didn't block, so that's my fault. You have to block. And this is not good at all. A little bit of lag. Gohan's daughter comes in. I do the revenge counter again. I don't block again.
Here's a new one.
And this is not good. This is... Oh, I vanished it. Very clutch vanish. And that's why I said in another video, you have to practice your vanishes. So many people practice their super counters. But the fact that... I never practice my super counters. Probably, I don't know. I don't care to practice my super countering. But I practice my vanishes. And that... Practicing your vanishes will save your life. Because if you super counter... There's no guarantee you're saved because you're forced into a Vanish war. If you successfully vanish something, you get to either defend or attack. And he times me out. You can see I'm disappointed. But it was still a really good game. Because I got hit with all of those ultimates. It's insane. And people will probably not like this. Oh, this is high-level gameplay. All you did was spam the switch. And hey, that's a fair criticism. It's not our fault, though. With a team-based fighting game, switching is a massive mechanic. What they should do is maybe instead of making the game 6 minutes, make them 10 minutes, or maybe raise the DP limit. That way there aren't as many characters that are low DP and spam switch, and there's more strong characters that could really get the damage off and finish off characters before they could switch. I would love to see them raise the DP from 15 DP to 20 DP. That way there's more opportunity for strong characters to shine in DP and actually finish characters off. Like, I understand the idea of having low DP characters and the balance of allowing them to switch out really quickly. But since it's only 15 DP, you're only allowed one really strong character, and then that's it. But here I am, I put his Bardock into the blender. He let me damage him way too much in my opinion. But I played it a little more carefully than I did last game. Let's see what I do here. I tried to Vanish that. I do not want to guard that because it would just put me in exhausted state again. He has 5 skill points, so he has instant sparking. There it is. I switched to Jace. He plays it really slow. He's watching me. He wants to. He's waiting for me to stop dashing up and down so he could dash at me. Look, he's just playing it really slow. He gets me, but then I know he's gonna be aggressive, so I hit him with the perception. Here he is. Yep, a little obvious with the grab. The reason why it's obvious is because you could see he was hesitant. If you want to grab someone, especially a player who knows what he's doing, you cannot be hesitant with your grabs. He was hesitant towards me, so I knew he was going for a grab. Luckily, I stalled out his sparking. I don't think this is gonna hit me. Yeah, it's an odd angle, and plus I got the quick recovery, so then I was able to dash away anyway. He has key advantage here. I lose that. He has 5 skill points, and he switches out his Bardock, so he's able to save that. What he does really smart is that he saves his instant sparking. Switches out his Bardock, lets his Bardock get more healthy. Next time his Bardock comes in, he could use instant sparking. I'm in a good position here. My Gohan is healthy. I transform to SS2 when Dr. Wheelo is out, and here comes the hard counter. I break through his super armor easily. he's still able to do the Dr. Wheelo damage. And the thing is that if you're using a low DP character, so fun fact, you need a 7 DP character to just break through super armor completely. But if you have a 7 DP character against a giant character, damage scale, you just do crazy damage to them. The damage doesn't scale as hard, I think. But then if you're using like a lower DP character against a giant character, they have massive defense. 7 DP characters nullify that defense. Or that armor, I should say. He switches in Mr. Satan, which I believe is a big mistake. Mr. Satan really can't do anything. So I take advantage of this. I see, oh, he switched in Mr. Satan. I really have to finish this character. Because if I finish it, then that means he no longer has character advantage over me. It's a 5v4. You should always want to make it a 5v5. If you could finish a character, you have to capitalize on that. So that's exactly what I did to Mr. Satan. So if you're someone with Mr. Satan on your team and you switch him in at one point, you have to play very carefully. Do not let him kill Mr. Satan. Do not. You have to act like you're Fat Boo. You know, Fat Boo does his best to protect Mr. Satan. So he opened me up in instant sparking. Luckily, I got a super counter off, so he can't capitalize. And there's a revenge counter. You guys taught me about that. You know, as much as I try to teach you guys taught me so many things. I could use the joysticks to recover from exhaustion. I could use revenge countering to prevent him from knocking me back during a Vanish battle. And I really do not like Hyperbolic Time Chamber because there's no objects in the game. You know, like I like using Kai's World. There's a lot of hills. And if someone knocks me back during a Vanish battle, I will quickly recover. In Hyperbolic Time Chamber, I always get knocked back. And I don't know why that ultimate hit. I guess maybe you could string together his instant sparking with the ultimate, but I swear I was blocking there. I wasn't doing anything. I don't know why that ultimate hit. But I switched into SS2 Gohan. I don't think he should have switched into Wheelo because SS2 Gohan hard counters Wheelo. You can see this. I put his Wheelo in the blender easily. Explosive wave to not let him get started. I have another explosive wave in the back pocket. he has massive key advantage here, so I just let him win. He has instant sparking too. This is gonna be scary for me, but at least I have explosive wave. I use perception to stop the Z dash, the unblockable Z dash. I know he might abuse the Z dash mechanic, so I switch into a healthier character, being Zarbon. I just have to eat this damage. I have to. I know I said earlier, oh, like when you're a high skilled player, it's easier to deal with this. At the end of the day, it's still difficult to deal with this. And I still believe they need to nerf this because, like I don't think it's good for the casual player because this is just too much free damage, and the casual player will not enjoy this. Like I said, I really enjoy using people who have a gut punch perception against giant players because I could just stun them if they hit me, and a lot of giant players just mindlessly swing. I block the ultimate. I'm able to break through his super armor with a Z-burst dash. Perception. Super perception and perception is really strong against giant characters. Usually once I get a super perception off on him, I hit him once and then I vanish behind him. And then my combo string is able to finish and break through his super armor in time. And that really sucks. I did not capitalize on that. Dr. Wheelo was able to switch out with a sliver of health. He's going to be able to come back with 1 bar of health. But this game should be over soon because the time is running out. I had key advantage by a little bit there. I could switch out here, but I just decided not to. I want to see what he's going to do with Bardock. Yep, perception, gut punch. Put him in the blender. I reset him. I want to see what he does. Is he going to use instant sparking on my Spolpovich? Does he think it's worth it? He's able to block me though. Super perception, and I finish him. He shouldn't have gotten greedy. I knew he might get greedy and not use instant sparking on Spolpovich. But I don't think you should be greedy ever. Do not save your, well, I don't want to say do not save your tools, but if you're gonna play in a very conservative way and saving your tools for other characters, it could come back to bite you. I was able to down his Mr. Satan, able to down his Bardock. I have massive character advantage. It's a 3v5 here. He could finish my characters if he wants, and I'd still win because time is out now. I know time is out, but I still play aggressively. It doesn't matter. You know, you play to the very end. Who cares? That's GG right there. That was a really good game.
Dumb piece of crap, and I'm so
I was able to adapt from that one loss. And again, people are gonna hate the constant switching. I understand. I do think maybe they should not allow 10,000 health recovery and not have the game last only 6 minutes. 6 minutes for a true 5v5 is too little. They should make it maybe 8 minutes and raise the DP limit to 20. That way there are stronger characters who could actually capitalize on combos. Using 2 DP characters who could switch out all the time and don't do enough damage, I mean, throwing hands and watching the hands being thrown is fun, but you know, it's just a switch fest and preservation fest, if that's the right way of saying it. He puts my Gohan in the blender again with Bardock. Ooh, but he made a mistake there. He didn't challenge my Vanish battle. And hey, sometimes the vanishing game is off point. You know, I mess up. As much as I practice my vanishing, I still mess up. He switches in Pan. I think that was a mistake. Pan is too squishy. I'm gonna put it in the blender. He was making the good choice of switching in Dr. Wheelo before. You know, if you're a giant character player, you should switch in your giant characters against the low DP characters who have trouble dealing with giant characters who can't break through super armor easily. He does a raw dash super. I'm able to dash away. I know the high level players who do raw dash supers. You could see if you go back and look at what he does. He curves. He changes the direction in which Pan is moving. So he was moving left or right to try to catch me dashing away. But instead what I do is I dash downward or upward. And a lot of people don't manipulate that. Hit him with the revenge counter again so he doesn't knock me back. And because of that, I'm able to finish Pan, yeah. So because of the tips that you guys give me, I was able to capitalize on something. So thank you guys. You guys are the best. And again, I get character advantage now. All because of your tip. Thank you, guys. It's a 5v4 now. He has to get one of my characters. Otherwise, if it comes to a timeout, then it's probably game over. Which, in these high-level games, it always comes down to a timeout. Always. So he switches in Dr. Wheelo. I don't mind it because, again, I have a gut punch perception with Raccoon. Here I am. I just dashed twice. Try to get behind him. I dash away from his big meaty claws like Mr. Krabs. Hit him once with a dash attack, and I'm able to break through his super armor. Super perception because I know he's going to hit me with a charged attack. And like I said, super perception. I get my super perception off, hit him once, and then vanish behind him. That way he can't hit me because I have to break through. I can't break through super armor on my first hit. With these lower DP characters, you only break through super armor on your very last hit. So that's why I do one hit, vanish behind him, and then I'm able to finish my combo string. I switch into Spopovich because I know he has one free skill point when he comes in, so at least I get to stop one of his dashes. And honestly, I don't care about Spopovich. He's my weakest character, and he's also pretty tanky. So if he's able to take out my Spopovich, it's not a big deal for me gameplay wise. And Spopovich could take that damage because he is a tanky character. And again, like the last game, because he knows Spopovich is like my least, probably my weakest character, he's hesitant to use all his tools against my Spopovich. He knows I have SS2 Gohan in the back pocket. He knows I have an annoying Raccoon. He knows I have Zarbon who has Wild Sense. He knows I have Jace who has Explosive Wave. Does he really want to use all his tools against my Spopovich who doesn't really have much? I switch in Gohan, a little risky because he has instant sparking. I am able to afford to use one super perception, but I want to save my 2 skill points for SS2 Gohan. And this is here, look, I vanish it. Had I not vanished that would have been 10,000 damage. And again, why it's so important to practice your vanishing. And here it is, here it comes. SS2 Gohan with a hard counter against giant characters. Look at this, I hit him with a gut punch, Masenko. 16,000, basically 17k damage, and his Wheelo is basically dead. I think I finish him here. Yeah, I stagger my combos to so he doesn't Z counter me. Not Z counter, super counter me. He should have worked towards a switch, but because I was in his face, he was probably panicking. And that's why if you don't want them to switch, and that's why I don't mind the switching mechanic, because it forces people to play aggressively. Had I backed off from him there, he would have been able to switch, but because I don't back off, he struggles to switch. And same could be said against me. If someone is in my face all the time and pressuring me, I won't be able to switch as easily. And that's why I don't mind the switching mechanic, because it really forces aggressive gameplay. It incentivizes aggressive gameplay. If you weren't able to switch, then it'd be like singles games where people just chip you down a little bit, you know, with key blasts, and then hit you with a 25k damage ultimate. He didn't capitalize on that one low sweep. He could have low swept me and then went into ultimate. I have Wild Sense now. I'm not scared to approach him because I have Wild Sense. I don't use it immediately. I'll put him in the blender here. Good super counter. He has massive key advantage. Ooh, I tried to vanish it, but I can't vanish it. Bardock's dash super is very quick. I have trouble vanishing that. He switches Bardock out. Brings in Raccoon. I bring in my own Raccoon. I use False Courage up close. That way he doesn't have the opportunity to Z-burst dash at me and break through my False Courage super armor. I love using False Courage up close because, yep, you can't stun me. When you're up close, most likely they'll be using their normals. They won't be able to use a charge attack, and therefore your super armor is really advantageous. Tries to hit me with a grab. And this is why I say character knowledge is super important. Because if you have knowledge of all the characters, you'll know who has untechable grabs, and you'll know who you should be trying to be more aggressive towards, because they'll probably try to hit you with an untechable grab. Good super counter by him. He gets off a switch. Here comes Bardock. He has enough for instant sparking. but it's fine. My Raccoon is still healthy. He could hit me with an ultimate, but here it comes again. I switch back in Spopovich. Spopovich, I do not care about Spopovich. But he's still good. I really love Spopovich as a character still. You know, but he's the weakest character on my team, and he's still very tanky. Like I said, it's fine if he takes damage, and it's fine if I lose him because he has the least amount of tools that I like. He has the least tools on my team, so I don't mind losing him if it comes to that. And I don't mind playing with him offensively because he does have a gut punch perception, and I really like gut punch perceptions. And he has a rolling hammer. I'm locked off of him. I switched back in so I could get a quick lock on. I don't know why I went for instant sparking there. That was probably a misinput. The time is up again.
You're a dumb piece of crap, and I'm so over it.
Raccoon's outro is so toxic. You're a dumb piece of crap, and I'm so over it. But GG's to Apris. I really enjoy playing against him. He's another game against the drink,
Trash
like
game.
I said.
Then don't play the
His
game,
name
man.
is his name is Trash Game. Another S rank who plays way better than a lot of Z ranks I've come across. Probably because he comes across a lot of rage quitters, and he doesn't rage quit himself.
Think I'm overdue for some martial arts training.
The way this guy plays is something I'm not used to. He does a really good job. You could see he does a really good job of just like slowly moving around and pestering me with ki blasts and preserving his ki. I'm able to vanish the dive kick and open him up. But immediately he gets me into a Vanish battle, and I lose it because he has key advantage over me. He forces me to use a super perception, so I can't use so I can't go into SS2 Gohan immediately. I switch into Zarbon, open up his trunks. I saw he was going for a grab. I was able to punish his grab at first, and usually when people attempt a grab, they're gonna attempt it again. So I was able to read him on the second grab attempt. But I'm able to put his trunks in the blender. He gets a super counter off on me. And again, I'm happy with this. I did more than 10,000 damage to him. So he could switch out if he wants. I netted a positive. I'm happy with this. Yep, he gets the switch off. Like I said, it's fine. He has Bardock. I go for the grab. If he saw that, then he's probably looking for the grabs. And usually, another thing is that if you go for something, it usually inspires them to go for it. So, for example, I went for a grab, and therefore, he probably went for a grab because he saw me going for a grab. He was probably inspired to do a grab. So if you do a grab and they tech it, look out for their own grab. That's what I was doing. I looked out for his own grab. And like I said earlier, since he didn't get a grab off, he probably tried again. I didn't do that. I failed my grab. I don't try again. I do not try again. He brings in Team Gohan. I bring in my Raccoon. He vanishes my low sweep. He's looking for the vanishes, so that's really good. That's one way to hard counter my game, my fighting style. Since I use a lot of these charge attacks, you could counter me really easily if you're good at vanishing. And since I stagger my combos a lot, super countering is not the easiest against me. But some people still get a lot of super counters off on me. He had my back there, but instead of capitalizing on that, he switches his character. And capitalizing on that could be risky because I could super counter you. He transforms with Trunks, which is a good choice because he just freshly switched him in. So even if he resets his switch gauge, it's not a problem. Although Trunks is not the healthiest, so it is a risk because I could probably finish his character before his switch gauge is up. But he does that one thing. I don't know if it's an intended mechanic with Trunks, but he's able to stop the Vanish War and just step in and dodge the attack. Which I think they should make a real mechanic, you know? They should make a mechanic where you could, both players could decide to stop the Vanish War. And therefore Vanish Wars could become rock, paper, scissors. A game of rock, paper, scissors. Which they kind of already have that with revenge countering. But revenge countering costs 2 skill points. That's too much. You shouldn't be punished. You shouldn't have to spend 2 skill points just to stop a Vanish War. But you can see, this guy zones me out. He plays it very slowly. He uses his Ki Blast very intelligently. He baits out my perception by sidestepping me and takes my back. I get off a super counter. Hit him with a dive kick. Oh, I back off. Huh, I should have been more aggressive there. Because if you hit someone with a dive kick, you could open them up a lot of times. He hit me with a charged Ki Blast and Z-Burst dash at me. So that's a good way to make sure your Z-Burst dash isn't unsafe. Because a lot of times people just do Z-Burst dash willy-nilly, mindless, and then they get hit with a perception. So he uses instant sparking. This is how I stall out instant sparking. This is how I stall out sparking, I should say. Just dash up and down. But I don't hold it because I don't want to run my ki out. It's very important that I preserve some of my ki so I'm able to stall out the entire time. I'm forced to use a wild sense. So I can't transform. But I'm going to get 2 skill points again very soon. But I don't want to transform because he did a lot of damage to my Gohan. I want to preserve my Gohan. If I were to transform, it would reset my skill gauge. And here's the revenge counter to prevent being knocked back. Again, he forced me to use another wild sense. So I can't transform it to SS2 Gohan. And I'm not doing enough damage to him. I need to do more damage to him. Especially if he lands an ultimate on me. I'm not the type to use ultimates, not because I think I'm good. It's just that I'm not good at using ultimates. I love playing more aggressively, and that's how I get my damage off, just playing really aggressively. But I think I successfully stall out his sparking again. He should work towards switching his Bardock. Yeah, another thing about revenge countering, it's very easy to super counter them. Yeah, a revenge counter to prevent being knocked back. But it costs 2 skill points. It's an investment you have to think about. But I don't want to get knocked back. Explosive Wave saves me from getting put in the blender. Yeah, you see, he does a really good job of just moving around the stage and pestering me with Ki Blasts. Just really pestering me. What he does is that he throws like maybe 2 or 3 regular Ki Blasts, and then he fully charges a Ki Blast. Because even when you're fully charging a Ki Blast, your Ki will regenerate. So it's basically a free, fully charged Ki Blast. The only thing is that you're not doing anything for a small amount of time. I could maybe use that time to Z-Burst dash. But then since he's playing mind games with me with those small little pester Ki Blasts, I'm hesitant to do it. Yeah, you can see that right there. That's what he did. He threw two Ki Blasts at me, and then fully charged one. And you see, it doesn't cost him that much Ki because the fully charged Ki Blast, you still regenerate Ki during that time. And that's something maybe I should start doing. So he taught me something. I should start taking advantage of fully charged Ki Blasts. I love using charged Ki Blasts, but I don't fully charge them. He did the step-in thing with Trunks again to avoid a Vanish battle. Which, again, I don't know if that's like a glitch or something, but hey, whatever. Not everybody likes Vanish battles. I hit him with a revenge counter. He hits me with the counter to a revenge counter. And who wins? I win. Nice.
And I'm so over it.
Raccoon's outro is so dumb. I know this next game, I think I take the L. Yeah, I lose. Because he adapts to my playstyle. He knows I'm very aggressive. I always try to approach him. So I think he plays a way better keep away game here. And that's a part of the skill. A lot of people will probably be like, oh, all he's doing is spamming Ki Blast. All he's doing is playing keep away. He's playing like a bitch. He's playing like a pussy. It's just like, no, he's keeping me away. And he's baiting out my aggression. That's what he's doing. It isn't his fault that I want to be hyper aggressive. It's my fault that I'm choosing to be aggressive at the wrong moments. Here's the Vanish battle. He has Ki advantage. Yep, I just let him hit me because I don't want to run out all my Ki. He has my back. He transforms here. Good transformation. Transform while healthy, so it's fine. Yeah, he was full health. I was forced to use a Wild Sense there. I really do not want to use Wild Sense with Gohan because I want to save my skill points for SS2, and I want to save it even more so I have Explosive Wave with SS2. But you saw him there. He tried to do a fully charged Ki Blast at me. Trunks' charged Ki Blast is really good. It's unblockable. So you could set up so many things with Trunks' Ki Blast. Yep, he does it again. And it messes with me. That's a massive mind game towards me. Yeah, he hit me with a revenge counter and I punished the revenge counter. Switches out Trunks. Good switch to Bardock. Fortunately for me, I'm able to open up his Bardock. Let's see if I can manage to capitalize off of it. I do more than 10,000 damage. Of course, it's more like 11,000 damage. It's not much, but hey, at least I net a positive here. Yep, I switched before he could do 10,000 damage. So I won that engagement. Just barely, though. Barely won that engagement. But now his Gohan is putting my Spopovich in the blender. He got 10,000 damage off on me. I get a switch off, recover that health. And that's why he has to, if he didn't want me to switch and recover all that health, you have to be more aggressive. But he's trying to play more passive because he knows I'm the one with a really aggressive playstyle. He has my back there. Really smart. He knows I want a perception with Raccoon. I love using perception with Raccoon. Put him in the blender with Raccoon here. I don't know why my combo just randomly dropped. That reset combo I do with the low sweep, it's on the ground, it could mess up really easily. So that's why I just immediately jump up into the air. I really do not like doing low sweep resets on the ground because it messes up a lot of times. I think it's because if you low sweep someone on the ground, they're able to like do a rolling recovery. So that's why my combo didn't connect. But if you do a low sweep when you guys are in the air, he just recovers in place. Not a good false courage by me, but I still capitalize off of it. Yeah, you see that, right? It's doing the low sweep reset just on the ground. Just it's risky. It's risky, but I was willing to take that risk. But you see, I'm trying not to be as aggressive. I do want to close the distance between us, though. But he was able to bait out my Z-Burst dash, and he knows that since he's playing mind games with me, I Z-Burst dash at him and do nothing, and then he is immediately aggressive towards me when I close the gap. Yep, hits me with the Charged Ki Blast. He is zoning me out. I successfully approach him, but he uses Explosive Wave to ruin my my opportunity that I got. But I get another opportunity. He gets Explosive Wave again. So the next time I open him up, it's going to be a failed opportunity. I have my own Explosive Wave, so it's okay. Good grab, deflect by him. He gets another Explosive Wave. I have to switch out now because he did more than 10,000 damage to me. He switches out, same concept. We clash. I tried to throw Charged Ki Blast at him and then hit him with the Z-Burst dash. I'm stupid here. I thought I had enough ki for a Z-Burst dash. And that's the problem. Oh, baited out my Wild Sense. Really good bait. But damn, he keeps forcing me to use Wild Sense, so I can't transform to SS2 Gohan. And that really sucks for me. And I could do it here, but I just really want to preserve my Gohan. And maybe that's a mistake. I shouldn't... There are times where maybe you should just not play as conservatively with your health. Especially now. You guys can't see the timer, but the time is slowly running out. And he knows that. That's why he just goes instant sparking. Yep. Teen Gohan gets super armor with his instant sparking. So I smacked him, and he still hits me with the Kamehameha. And I think this ultimate is what won him the game. Right? Well, I don't want to say it's what won him the game. His overall gameplay is what wins him the game. But that right there was the nail in the coffin. Him hitting that ultimate. And that's why I don't think instant sparking is that bad of a mechanic. Because you need instant sparking in these battles, these 5v5 battles where we just constantly switch out. That's how you get an easy 20,000 damage. Like I said, you want to do more than 10,000 damage to each and every character before they switch out. So instant sparking is a really easy way to get 20,000+ damage off on a character. But I could understand why instant sparking is just... It's terrible when you play singles, because people don't even need to know real combos. They just tip you down with a little Ki Blast, maybe hit you once, and then get instant sparking off. But they're unblockable ultimates. But in DP battle, 5v5, where most of us really know how to take advantage of the switching mechanic, which again, in team fighting games, the switching mechanic is probably your biggest, it's your best friend. It's your biggest advantage. You need it. So instant sparking in these types of games is really important. So he hits me with the ultimate, and that was probably the nail in the coffin. I'm not one to use instant sparking, not because I think I'm better and I I have this god complex that, oh, blah, blah, blah. It's because I'm just not good at using them. I'm trash at it. My playstyle is more just be really aggressive and put them in the blender with resets. And be really aggressive. But he's countering me really well. He's pestering me with ki blasts, making me scared to approach him. And whenever I do approach him, he knows I'm scared, and then he opens me up. And here's the second nail in the coffin. He gets his instant sparking off because he knows he has made me scared to approach him. And because of that, he's able to just hit a raw instant sparking. He doesn't even need to set it up. Second nail in the coffin. Hit me with the unblockable ultimate. Yeah, you see that. You see, I approach. I know he's going to use perception, so I have to be very careful in my approach. And he knows he has conditioned me to be very careful, so that's why he's able to open me up. But here I am with Adult Gohan. It's too late now. I should have transformed with Adult Gohan a long time ago. And because I didn't, I wasn't able to get enough damage on him. And because of that, he hits me with 2 ultimates, and that's it. That's game. And there it is. He wins, fair and square. Although he doesn't take the rematch, I would have loved a tiebreaker. I don't know why he doesn't take the rematch. Maybe he just hated the way I played. But that's how it is, right? My mistakes were I didn't transform with SS2 Gohan, and I was playing a little too greedy with my health bars instead of just trying to damage him. And what he did is that he conditioned me. He made sure I wasn't able to capitalize off my hyper aggression. He zoned me out really well with those charged ki blasts. And he was able to play mind games to the point where he was able to just use instant sparking without setting them up. But anyway, I hope you guys learned something from my mistakes and from this high level gameplay. I know you guys taught me a lot. You guys taught me how to recover much quicker from getting my guard broken. You guys taught me how to use revenge counter to not get knocked back, because I do use my ki a lot and I end up losing a lot of those Vanish battles. So I thank you guys for that. I can't thank you enough. I won a few games because of that. But anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Like and subscribe.
Close by.